This is the 2024 Daytona National Reptile Breeders Expo here in Daytona, Florida. Today is setup day, but over the next couple of days, I'm going to tour the Daytona National Reptile, and I'm going to show you guys some of the weirdest, some of the most unique, and some of the most interesting reptiles that can only be seen right here at the Daytona National Reptile Breeders Expo. I'm Dave Kaufman, and these are my Reptile Adventures. So, I understand your name is William.
Yes.
With the Nature Boys.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
That's me.
And what did you get here?
I got an albino male albino ball python for my female Salvita. So I'm actually doing a breeding project. She's almost old enough. So I got her a male, and then I also got a Sumatran.
Wow.
So they said it was a Javan, but it's actually a Sumatran.
How can you tell?
Sumatrans have a lot of spots, just like this one.
Uh-huh.
But these Javans have just the solid lines with bigger dots in the middle. So not as much spotting and lines.
You are absolutely correct. How old are you?
12.
12. And you have this much knowledge in you.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. You also just started a YouTube channel. Tell everybody about it.
So I have had a YouTube channel for about 4 years now. This is our YouTube channel. Nature Boys. Yep, we just hit 1,000 subscribers, but we need some more watch time hours. So if you guys could just watch some of our videos, that'd be absolutely amazing, and it would be a huge help. Thank you. Awesome.
Well, best of luck to everything you're doing. So this is Richard over here at Vinci Boa. You have one of the most eye-catching, jaw-dropping boas I've ever seen.
So it's a super fire, which is a leucistic and an IMG combination. So it's an animal that's not supposed to be black, that's starting to turn black. After a couple years, she was born solid white, and now she's starting to pull all this black speckling on from her face all the way under her belly. She's not going to turn solid black, but I think she's going to go half and half.
So those speckles, if that's IMG, she's going to be more and more speckly.
Correct.
As she gets older.
Correct. Like a cow retic or a palmetto.
I was just going to say, like a cow retic,
yeah,
right.
Boas don't inhabit that. You've never seen a boa that can do this. And we didn't know as a baby what she was going to do, but after about 1.5 years, she started getting these black spots on her face. And now it's just taken over her whole body.
Oh, I can't wait to see the snake in a couple of years.
I can't wait to see it either.
How old is the snake?
A little over 2 years old.
Little over 2 years. And so she was born white, you said, and when did she start getting those flecks?
About a little over a year old, I saw a black spot on her face. And then at that point, I held her back, and this is what started happening.
And this is what started happening.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Wow, this is definitely a one-of-a-kind boa for sure. I mean, there's a lot of boas at this expo, but this one obviously caught my eye.
She's catching your eye, too.
Yeah, look at that. Wow, your snakes are very poseable. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, so right over here we have Jason at Amped Exotics. He has one of the coolest monitors. Look at that. That is an Axanthic water monitor.
At Dubia.com, all the roaches are raised in-house in sterile conditions and then packed and shipped on-site directly to you. For all your Dubia needs, order today at Dubia.com or see the link in the description below.
Now, we've all seen albino water monitors, but not a lot of people have actually seen Axanthic. So tell us a little bit about the history of this.
The parents of these are both Javan, and they're both wild caught. And these are some of the first in the United States captive born. This is my third clutch.
Look at that white belly.
And you can see they're nice and white. And then the ultimate goal is to breed the Axanthic to a T negative or a T positive and try to create a snow.
That would be amazing. I don't think we've seen a snow water monitor yet, have we?
Now there's been some leucistics coming in import, but nothing that's snow that I know of completely. It might maybe in a private collection.
I haven't heard of one, but we're about to.
This is a normal, so you can see the difference.
Wow. Now, how many people are working with Axanthics?
There's a few out there. There's another breeder that has had one clutch of his Axanthics.
I mean, these certainly are the puppy dogs of reptiles, aren't they?
They're so cool when you get a nice captive born tame one. They are dogs.
This is Jordan, and you have, what do you got?
I just bought my little Hognose. He is a albino, I believe? Yes.
Yes, he is.
Albino.
Now, is that your first hognose snake?
Yes, I'm so excited.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yep.
So, is this your first snake, or is this just your
No,
first hognose
my
snake?
first hognose.
Your
We breed
first
blood
hognose.
pythons.
You have blood pythons?
And cresteds.
And cresteds.
Yes.
Very cool. Look at that cute little guy.
He's so adorable.
So what made you want to get a hognose snake?
So I watched so many videos on them and I was like, okay, so I want a little bit different, something from my parents. They breed bloods. So I was like, why not get a hognose? I love them. They're super cute. And I think he's gonna go in my room and looks so cute.
And that's that.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, enjoy your little hognose. That's awesome. All right, so this is Steve. We've got some bearded dragons over here that I have never seen before. These guys are one of a kind. We've got pied bearded dragons. We all knew it was just a matter of time before pied bearded dragons burst on the scene.
This is like a double, triple gene bearded dragon. It has genetic stripe, hypo, translucent, and in the course of that cross, somehow this pied marking came out that stays true. So each one is variable. Some have a lot of pied, some have minimal pied. It's been a phenomenal animal to work with. Nothing else I can say about the animal that makes it any different from any of the other morphs. They don't have any sensitivity to dehydration. They grow at the same rate of every other morph.
You know, we all know pied ball pythons. It's a naturally occurring gene. Obviously not a natural occurring gene in bearded dragons.
So there was one breeder in California and then us here in Naples, Florida that just kind of lucked out through crossing. It
Gotcha.
wasn't intentional. We didn't know this was going to happen. It just, you open an A box one day and crosses between the translucent and the genetic stripes.
And have we proved it out genetic?
100%.
100% genetic.
100%, yeah. It's been a great project. It's only been like 3 years in the maybe 4 years in the making, but straightforward.
Wow. All right, so if somebody wanted to purchase one of these, what are we looking at?
Oh, wow. Retail, they're about $1.25 for babies.
$1.25?
125.
Oh. And so these are babies. What do the adults look like? How does this pied hold true as
I'm going
adults?
to pull out a medium-sized one.
Yeah.
The best part, again, is it never changes. The pied markings are always going to be in the same spots. Some get a little lighter, some get a little darker.
these.
This particular animal here that I'm going to show you is a pastel genetic stripe, translucent, so it's quite a bit lighter.
And now that we got him on some light, you can definitely see the pied influence coming through. And what pied is it's basically an interruption in pigment, and you can definitely see that coming through in this bearded dragon here. So this pied gene in bearded dragons holds true, it's genetic, and they carry that throughout life. So if you got a pied baby, you're gonna have a pied adult.
I think because the animal acts and behaves and reproduces just like every other bearded dragon, it's been its own enemy.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, because this animal lays a large clutch.
Sure.
And it's 3 or 4 or possibly 5 clutches in the year. So proper diet, supplementation, heat, light, it's its own enemy. So it's just a numbers game.
It's a numbers game. These guys are just absolutely amazing. So some of the most unique reptiles that you're gonna find here at the Daytona Reptile Expo are leopard geckos. Leopard geckos aren't really unique, but there's some morphs that are coming out that are extremely unique. And I want to introduce you guys to a brand new leopard gecko morph called the Lava. Wait until you guys see this. Zilla has everything you need for your reptile pets, from caging to lighting and everything in between. To see their entire catalog and find out where you can get Zilla products near you, visit zillarules.com. All right, so this is Brett at Bayside Geckos. You have one of the most incredible leopard geckos I've ever seen. That is the Lava.
So the Lava gene is a line-bred Black Knight Mandarin Tangerine crossed in with the albino strain. You can see the mom right here is not expressing the Shrimper albino strain, but when you cross back in with the albino, you get something just as dark that kind of looks like lava.
And this is like a brand new gene in leopard geckos on the scene here, isn't it?
So yeah, it is a newer gene, not a full actual gene. It's the Shrimper crossed with the line-bred dark gecko. Where I got this project from is there's a breeder up in Canada. I imported this female. I got a closely related male from another breeder from the same line and crossed them back together, and they both happen to be heifer Shrimper.
That is insane.
And then the name Lava comes from just, they kind of look like a lava is like when it volcano erupts.
Yeah.
You get the little magma that runs down that calls it a lava.
Okay, that is fantastic. And this guy is only 2K.
Yep.
So you're out of Tampa, Florida. How long have you been working with leopard geckos?
I first started breeding leopard geckos in like 2005.
Okay.
And
so almost 20 years.
Yeah, I got out of it 2015, and then I got back into it about 3 years ago, and yeah, it took back over my life again.
Well, looks like you're hitting it out of the park with this. This is amazing. So, I happen to notice that you have a new friend. What is your name?
Dexter,
Dexter, and what have you got there?
a bearded dragon.
Wow, and that is a beautiful bearded dragon. Did you just get him just today? Is this your first bearded dragon? And what are you going to name him?
Zero. My dad's gonna name him.
Your dad's going to name him. Dad says we're going to name him Zero. Do you approve of that name? Awesome. And are you going to breed your bearded dragon one day and become a big reptile breeder, or are you just going to have him as a pet?
I'm gonna have him as a pet.
That's a good answer. Awesome. Well, he certainly is beautiful. Enjoy your new pet. Thanks, Dexter.
Thank you.
Awesome. So over here at AHP Exotics, we have one of the coolest boas that you guys have probably never heard of before. This is a Solomon Island ground boa, and boas are found all over the world. We think about boas as being mainly found in Central and South America, but you got to remember there are boas in Madagascar, there are ground boas in Madagascar, there are also tree boas in Madagascar. Well, in the Solomon Islands in the South Pacific, they also have their ground boas, and this is one of them. And these are one of the most underrated boas out there, and just look at that pattern. They have this really cool, intricate pattern like that, and these boas are unique from all other boas. And so this is one of the ground boas that you can find on the Solomon Islands. I was planning a trip to the Solomon Islands, still gonna make it out there, but I definitely want to find these in the wild. This is an adult, this is about as big as they get, and they're not very expensive. This girl is only $450, but you can get these in different colors and different patterns from maybe $100 all the way up to maybe even $1,000 depending on how they look. But again, this is a Solomon Island ground boa, but this is what a Solomon tree boa looks like. They're much more thin-bodied, they blend into the trees. This one is really wily. They're not really handleable boas. They're not really handleable boas. This one is a little bit snappy, and this one likes to musk. So I'm not gonna hold on to this one very much longer, but I just wanted to show you what a Solomon tree boa looks like. And this is a perfect example of convergent evolution. Boas have evolved to live in the trees and on the ground in the Solomons as well as in Madagascar. But look at that head. These guys are just so incredible looking. These guys have the most incredible head shape of any of the boas found anywhere in the world. And again, these are some of the most underrated boas out there, and one of the most unique snakes that you're gonna find here at the Daytona Reptile Expo. These are just really cool. I'm gonna put her back before she musks all over me and maybe gives me a little kiss. But when it comes to Solomon Island ground boas, it doesn't just stop with the tree boas and the ground boas. There's another boa that's found on the Solomon Islands that is just as cool, maybe cooler. This is a viper boa, and they're named viper boas because they look like vipers, but they're actually in the boa family. And if you can see, their spine kind of sits up, unlike other boas, and they've got a triangle-shaped body. Like vipers, who also have triangle-shaped bodies, vipers that are on the ground, not in the trees, they will have a triangle-shaped body like this, and that's one of the reasons why this is called a viper boa. Another reason why this is called a viper boa is look at that head. Their head shape is triangular, just like a viper. So when you encounter one of these on the ground in the Solomon Islands, you may at first think that this is a venomous viper, and it is not at all. This is actually in the boa family. But one of the cool features of viper boas is look at that tail. They have these little stubby tails, but they have that really cool orange coloration under their tails. But again, the Solomon Island ground boas, tree boas, and viper boas are some of the coolest boa species out there. These are some of my favorites, and again, these are some of the most uniquely underrated snakes out there. So very cool. Brian Cusco.
Dave Kaufman.
I think this is the first time you've ever been in one of my videos.
Yeah, I think it's the first time. I can't remember anymore. I may have been in one.
Well, I'm happy to have you finally on my channel. So, you have found the weirdest, craziest, most unique snake here at this expo. What is it? So, we see so many ball python morphs. To see a normal that doesn't have any hets, that is just a perfectly beautiful, wild type, normal ball python, this is actually unique now. This is actually rare now.
So rare.
So rare.
This is weird.
This is a beautiful snake.
Weird.
I mean, I really do like the normal type of ball pythons.
Me too. I mean,
Yeah.
they're amazing. Surely they are amazing. The pattern combination. I mean, look at everything that's going on to this snake. There's so much. It is a little weird to see a normal ball python.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. Good. We're
So
not making
we
it up.
are in fact communicating.
We are in fact semi-successfully, I would say.
I would say semi.
Yeah. But it is really cool.
The coolest thing about this snake is it's got a heart-shaped pattern.
That is not a
because
heart, my
it
friend.
loves us.
That is what we call elephantitis of the heart.
Well, Brian, it's been a pleasure having you on my channel for the very first time.
Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, do you know that you and I are badly losing the snake discovery enclosure build-off
I'm
competition?
well aware of that, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Pardon me. Oh, man, that's cafeteria food.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's very metal.
All right. Are we done?
No.
Oh, keep going.
Keep going.
By all means.
Hi, my name is Brian Pesco, and I would like to let you know that Dave Kaufman has other channels besides this one. Not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 other channels. He's working on producing the 5th right now. It'll soon be out. Make sure you find the link in the description.
This is true.
So that you can follow along on all of his adventures, not just this one.
And rattle on.
And rattle on.
All right, so the ball python is cool, but one of the most unique animals that you're going to find here at the Daytona National Reptile Breeders Expo is this elephant trunk snake.
Oh, I love how file-like it actually feels like
It feels
a
file-like.
file. I feel like I could file stuff with this snake. I know it's not a file snake, but man, you just wouldn't think that it would be so rough being such a aquatic animal.
This is rough.
I just love how big the fork is on their tongue. It's such a wide and pronounced fork.
That is a fork.
Yeah, it's just forked.
That is like, you know those forks that you use, the 2-pronged forks that you use to stab meat? That's what that tongue looks like. So tell us everything you know about the elephant trunk snake.
I know that it lives in the water and it's very out of place out here in the air, and it does breathe air, but they really thrive in the water, and being out on land is just kind of awkward for them. They turn into this like lumpy thing. I mean, they want to do most of their things in water.
This is the coolest snake ever. And yes, you are correct. That is all there is to know about this snake.
Yeah.
Is that it lives in water and it's out of water now.
Do you see how it flopped back like that?
It's a floppy snake.
It's floppy.
It's floppy like an elephant trunk.
Yeah, it's like a sandpaper anaconda.
That's exactly right. And if you feel him, like if you reach through your screen right now and feel this, it feels like a nail file. I mean, it feels like, have you ever felt an elephant trunk?
They don't feel like this.
They don't feel like this.
Would you please show my friend on camera for a second? Just one. Say your name and.
Hi, I'm Kylan. Cold-blooded Kai. We do cold-blooded encounters and try to bring cool animals to the, to buyers.
And you did bring a cool animal.
Yeah, got 2 of them.
This is a huge elephant trunk snake. This is, I mean, look at the sides on him. He's got that little pattern going on, that little dotted line.
It's kind of anaconda-ish, yeah?
Yeah, and then the coolest thing about these snakes is look at that. Their belly, no scoots. He's rough all the way down his belly. Did you know that about their bellies?
What?
No scoots.
Scootless.
No scoots.
Scootless.
He is missing scoots. He is a few scoots
so floppy.
less of a ordinary snake. These are like big and floppy, like a big old cuddly basset hound.
Hush puppies.
Hush puppies. This is the hush puppy of snakes right here. Is a hush puppy really a dog? One of the things that I love about coming to an expo like this is checking out all the unique, interesting, and different kinds of reptiles that can be found at this expo, and not a lot of other expos have what they have here in Florida. I will definitely be back here again next year. So guys, I just want to give a real quick shout out and a thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. And guys, as always, thanks for watching, and until the next reptile adventure, love the planet, feed your reptile obsession, and rattle on.